will find a link to a downloadable MP3 in the description so you can enjoy the upcoming meditation later with eyes closed. Welcome to Earth Mysteries. Today we're off to Hawaii, and specifically the big island of Hawaii, the volcanic island, and to one of my favorite places, which is the Place of Refuge. I always have to visit here because it has such magnificent energy, and it has been a very historic site for the Hawaiian kingdom, because if you could reach this place, even if you had done something really bad against the king, you would be given refuge, you would be pardoned for your sins. Not sure if you had to stay there to stay pardoned, but certainly it was a place that if you could swim there and you could arrive there, you were safe. But I sense that this is a much more ancient energy. And when I'm there, I can feel the presence of interdimensional beings, ancestors. And I hope on this deep dive you will have a similar impression. Although, truly, I want you just to enjoy the experience. So if you're ready, let's go. So here we are in Puʻuhonua, Hōnaunau, or however one might want to pronounce it. It is a national historic park, and one of the best times to visit is either at sunrise, sunset especially, because there are magnificent views from this place. As you go through the visitor place, you enter into what could be a little village. Here you would see where they would store their canoes and they would make their canoes. And it truly was a beautiful place. There were fish from the sea, you could grow your vegetables, there were places where they played games, there were places to sleep, places to meet. It was idyllic. And if you look along, you can see this beautiful blue sea as well as the blue sky. And it was a place also of worship, because everywhere you go that is sacred in Hawaii, you meet these wonderful images of the gods. The Hawaiian culture is very rich with their gods, the different beliefs in honoring the elements and the elementals. So you have Lono, who is the god of fertility and peace, and Kanaloa, the god of the sea, and Ku, the god of the war, and Lane, the god of life and light. And it wasn't just worshipping idols, it was understanding the deep connection we have with the land. And if we don't honor the light, the sea, the fertility, and even the god of war, we will not survive. My lovely kahuna always used to say that every morning he says thank you to the sun for rising, because we should never take that for granted. And I think that's something that we need to all remember, to see everything as unique, a gift, very special in this moment. And as we walk away from the area of worship and the area of the village, we come across this lagoon, this area where the water is coming in and the sand is warm if under your feet. And the very first time I went there, I went with another shaman who was showing me how he could call in the turtles. And truly, as he called the turtles, and this would say that his totem animals were turtles, that he had the special call for them, and they would start appearing in these very shallow waters. And eventually they would stick their heads up and say, hello. And I've had that experience without him as well, of just being able to be still and call the turtles in. And the turtle is seen as the mother goddess, the ability to live both within the water and on the land. So it is this area of transformation. So the turtle is very sacred to many traditions. So we leave this area and we walk away from it, and we see before us this wall that is there that we're going to approach, and we're going to find an entry point in the center of this wall that will take us to this interdimensional area. But as we move, and you can see that entry point we're heading for in the distance, we come upon this pool, and this pool was often seen as the bathing pool of the Queen, I think it's called. But you will find that in many sacred sites there are pools of water. The idea being that you needed to cleanse yourself, clear yourself of your energies before you entered. So we're going to just go to this pool, and we find a place to be still and be quiet, and you can see there are steps there where you can either sit or you can enter that pool. The water is warm and clean. There's a spring that constantly refreshes it. And as you either immerse yourself or you wash yourself, you're saying, let me release everything that I no longer need. Let me clear myself of energies that would prevent me from experiencing multidimensionality. You understand now where this place of refuge was a place of cleansing of the old, cleansing of old karma, old things that you've done, and saying, let me wash myself clear of, we would say, your sins. But more often it is, the word sin means, where have I become separated into beliefs or identities. So I'm washing myself clear of old energies so I can reconnect to my true self. And having done that, you can dry yourself down, you can put on new clothes, and you move towards the wall again. It's a beautiful wall, made up of volcanic rock, but once again almost has polygonal sides. Almost impossible to see how these rocks have stood the test of time, because there are many different elemental issues that occur here, including earthquakes and hurricanes, but that wall has stood for a long time. You find where there is a gap in the wall, and yes, they have protected it somewhat, but I think from people touching it or trying to climb on it, to make sure that this is maintained as a doorway. And we're going to enter this doorway, and as you do, I want you to understand that the rocks themselves are reading your energy, and however they read your frequency of your energy will be dependent on what you are able to see on the other side. So let us enter in now. Allow your energy to be read. Now it's time to step the other side. You come across this amazing vista of Pele's hair. As you can see, the volcanic rock looks like beautiful hair of the goddess Pele. This is a flat land of volcanic rock, ancient rock. There are pools, and the pools are so clear. And like me, you may wish to step to the side and watch the waves for a little while, because they do splash very high against the rock. And the sound of the rock meeting the water meeting the rock, this symphony of earth and water coming together. You move over and you see that there's what looks like a natural pool. And there are times where the water is high, the tide is high, and washes in and clears the water out. But we're going to see ourselves at this time where the water is still, the water is not deep. Water is a wonderful place to meet ancestors. We meet them by wells and springs and caves with water in, and here we're going to meet them beside this wonderful ocean, in the middle of the ocean in the Hawaiian Islands, this place of refuge. So I give you some moments to quieten yourself, clearly closing your eyes, taking a few breaths. And when I speak about this place being ancestral and interdimensional, understand that what I'm speaking about is this could be a visiting place of star beings, beings that come from other dimensions who may not be your family of origin. They may come in other forms, or they may come as your grandmothers and grandfathers and the generations that go back. So call them in now to the water. Meet them in this place. Be given their love, their wisdom, their joy of seeing you again. Spend a little time here now. Now it's time to step away from the pool, look back towards the mountains, palm trees. You can always come and visit this very special place anytime. When you're ready, make yourself rise up and carefully walk across this volcanic rock, feeling the magnetic pull of Pele, showing you how much she loves you and appreciates your visit. So we take one last look back. We feel different. We feel as if we have stepped into a different space, which we have, and that we will never be the same again. I enjoyed traveling with you. It's always a special place for me to visit. I hope you enjoyed the journey. Until next time, bye-bye.